Hello, everyone. That bzz, bzz is my phone's vibration motor. When I press screen record and press start, it automatically does a countdown and it goes bzz, bzz, meaning recording's in progress when it does that. So disregard that. But anyway, I am William Armstrong here with a detective side of me, a Sherlock Holmes style detective that encounters a Facebook profile called Mavis L. WANCZYK, otherwise known as Mrs. Mavis. This is a Facebook account that befriended me on December 11th, 2023, out of nowhere by surprise, and I had no idea that this account befriended me until I saw a friend request and I hit delete. But this is a scammer in the works that automatically decided to bark up my tree, pun intended, unexpectedly. It barked up my tree and didn't realize they were going to get somebody that exposes them for who they are. Well, I'm going to stay on this particular Facebook profile because there's other Mavis L. WANCZYK profiles that are clones and or scammers operating underneath multiple sock puppet clone accounts to make it hard for Facebook to take down each and every single one of them. But here's what I end up doing. I go to report profile and I hit fraud or scam and hit asking me for financial information and I hit done. I've done that and Facebook has pulled this account down on more than one occasion after I reported it. So I go fraud or scam, asking me for financial information, hit done. The account vanishes and will vanish as soon as Facebook receives a report. I reported it at least 48 hours ago and it was taken down. It comes back up 24 hours later or 12 hours later. When I first reported the account on December 11th, 2023, Facebook pulled down the account quick and it stayed down for a couple of days all the way up until today, December 18th, 2023, for about 72 to 96 hours at a time until it somehow gets reinstated. But this is indeed a scam profile because it tried to befriend me and I hit delete and didn't accept the request. These photos of people, well, not of people, I should say, but there's photos of people and this particular person known as Mavis L. WANCZYK. Yes, I have to spell that name like that because it appears to be Polish and I can't pronounce it properly without butchering it. So I have to spell it each time. I apologize to spell it each time, but this is mostly Photoshopped photos. You can tell most of these have been photoshopped on because the quality of the photos is like taken with an old cell phone from 2003 or an old digital camera from late 2001. Like a low quality photo camera that is ultra low quality. Like you can tell because there's a lot of pixelation and fuzziness in the photos, meaning that the scammers Photoshop, and they also go to the great lengths to steal a photo of President Biden and Photoshop something on top of that. Like, I can spot inconsistencies and irregularities in the scammers' photos on Facebook and Instagram of what they do. They steal photos of someone else and Photoshop whatever they want onto it through Adobe Photoshop. Here's one example. I'll show you. Here, that's photoshopped because of the way it is, of the font and everything being slightly weird, disproportionate. But if I go forward, you can see that notice that it says thank you, ma'am, God, but they photoshopped, the scammers photoshopped, and this one claims about a homeless veteran. So there's tons of mistakes that the scammers make that are embarrassingly funny to laugh at, that are no joke. Is it me, or do these scammers have balls, aka cojones, to realize that these dumb idiot scammers don't realize that they make the most stupidest of mistakes, the most stupidest mistakes I can spot easily, visually, like any inconsistencies or irregularities in close detail. Like, large amounts of cash being held in a photo by scammers is suspicious because normally no one wouldn't have large amounts of wads of cash on their Facebook or social media profiles holding large amounts, wads of cash like that. That's suspicious. Plus, you wouldn't send like 20,000 to 30,000 large amounts of money through FedEx or USPS, UPS, DHL, or any package courier service because it raises red flags when that occurs. Cash mules often tend to do this or cash mule that does a money mule thing tend to do this. Like, this is the same profile same profile that friended me on December 11th, 2023, and things like that. And this photo is recycled on this particular profile more than tens of times, like multiple times over. I can scroll through this and you're going to get the same photo more than once enough. But let me go back to the messenger message. You can see how this all got started here. Now, I've had this happen before. I've encountered profiles that send me messages. Hold on, I'll show you. I call this a little bit a part of my 2023 awards for the most dumbest scammers I've ever encountered in the past, but as you can see, this is another scammer that stupidly is sending me on Messenger about Mavis. The same lady I earlier in this video, as you can see, is the same thing. Let me just go back. Like, this is a profile that, these are some profiles that are scammers that have had contact me out of the blue, out of nowhere. But here's one called Richard something, but Mavis, same name, saying that, notice the name says Richard up top, but then says, I'm Mrs. Mavis, Wanczyk. I have to spell that name out because it's hard for me to pronounce without butchering it. But hold on. This is a profile of Roqeeb Abdul Salam, a weird profile that I encountered back in 2019 that decided to bark up my tree on Facebook inadvertently when I was minding my own business, that decided to bother me, that I managed to go ahead and completely make fun of. But let me scroll back a few and I'll show you how this happens. I'll have to scroll back to how this got started. Okay, let me just see. There's the person there formerly in 2019 that bothered me, but it says, am Fred from the PCH office. Basically, scammers bark up my tree on social media when I'm minding my own business. They start barking up my tree unexpectedly, even if I'm not looking for them. I repeat, I'm not looking for scammers. Scammers look for me and bark up my tree unexpectedly when I'm not even doing anything online, on social media at all. I still use Facebook, but I don't really accept friend requests from people I don't know. The only times I will accept requests from people I do know is I meet them in person or in a Facebook group, or people that know me and I know them in real life very well. That's about it. Well, here we go. I say, who are you? I meant to say, who are you? I said, who are you doing? I meant to say, who are you instead of who are you doing? And then Fred says, I am Fred from the PCH office, and says, it says here, we would love to know on how, or something like that. I did not capture all the screenshots, but it says PCH. I see, and this person says, yeah, it says the publishing clearinghouse company. I say, why? I am here to pass you on vital information. It then says, we would love to know on how. Let me just go back. I didn't capture that part, but the person says wants to do WhatsApp, and I send the number. The person says just send us a good what the code. Then I didn't capture the rest of the conversation all the way thoroughly through all the screenshots. Some screenshots are still missing permanently, indefinitely. I have not been able to capture fully, but Roqeeb, or however you pronounce it, says, note, I want you to know that this PCH lottery promotion is not a joke or a scam, and we also want to know if you're ready to claim your winnings. The FBI are fully aware of it, so there's nothing to be worried or scared about. I call bullshit on that because notice that there's excessive grammar mistakes and the scammer spells uses to instead of to, adds an extra o to it. But then I said, no, of course not. I say, oh, I see. He says, well, I'm pleased to inform you that you just won the son of $1,000 or $1 million USD. Congratulations. The scammer here in this matter, Rokib or Rodweeb or Robe Idiot, stupidly decides to message me, but there are spelling errors and things like that. These scammers type in all caps. There's my Proton mail address showing up there. That's fine, but that's an example of me dealing with scammers that bark up my tree, bothering me when I'm not even bothering anyone on Facebook, Instagram, or things like that. So this is my roundup of scammers that bark up my tree unexpectedly when I'm minding my own business. This is William Armstrong signing out. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. And if you get a friend request from a profile you don't know on Facebook, just delete it, because it could be a scammer or a criminal ready to use take your photos and personal information against you and misuse it to do bad things, or it could be a sextortion scammer that's ready to blackmail you for risque photos. See you next time. Bye-bye.